Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Now, when you go into Hebrews 11:1, it tells you about faith. But see, a lot of people, they don't understand what faith is, because these people want you to believe in a blind faith, because they gonna tell you a lie and it ain't gonna be nothing connected to it. So the lie can stand up, because nothing can debunk. It's nothing gonna stand up to that lie. They gonna just say, "Oh, it's blind faith. I don't need no evidence, and I don't need nothing to prove it." See, but the scriptures, what 1 Thessalonians 5:21 tell you to prove all things. It don't tell you to have no blind faith. See, that's because it's a lie on the scene. And when God tell you to prove all things, and some idiot come up and say, "Oh, we got blind faith. It's just by faith." Say, "Nah, you trying to lie. You got a lie on the scene, cause you can't prove what you're talking about." So then when you got the Hebrews 11:1, it tells you that faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. See, if you can't see it, it's going to be some evidence to make you see it. See, you can't see God, but it's evidence out here that proves that it's a God. See, it's the sun, moon, and stars, trees, grass, insects, bacteria, all kind of stuff that prove that there's a God, man. It's evidence that show you that it's a God, that you can clearly see the evidence. That's Romans 1:20. Romans chapter 1 verse 20. You can clearly see evidence that proves it's a God out here. So it's always evidence to prove what you believe in. And so this is a major evidence for you to have faith that the descendants of slaves is the children of Israel. See, because on the west coast of Africa, the children of Israel had a whole kingdom. At the top of the screen, it say the kingdom of Judah. See, the tribe of Judah was known to be on that west coast of Africa, what they call the slave coast. The tribe of Judah was known to be there. See, and it was known by these so-called white peoples, who are the Edomites, the adversary of God and the deceiver, the devil. See, it was known to these people, and they went over there and made deals with the kings. See, they didn't go in there and attack those Hamites. They made deals with the king and sold them guns, and they sold them, what else? They sold them wine or whatever else. And so they gave them a cannon. I think one of them, they gave them some cannons with gunpowder. And so they gave them power to tell them to go in there and get the people, because the people was already kind of trusting them, and they wasn't being they knew how to get the people at the end of the day. They knew more than the so-called white man. So he hired them to go in and get them. Same thing with the Arab. He hired the Arab to go and round them up and bring them back to him. And so that's the history. And it's evidence that this history is correct. It's clear evidence. When you go back and look at the maps, you're not going to make a map like this if this some fantasy in your head. You're not going to make no whole map if this just a guess. See, ain't nothing being guessed about. He knew for a fact that this was the tribe of Judah on the south, the west coast of Africa. He knew it. And so this is the situation that we dealing with. And these people trying to act like they don't know. You see, but it's a clear situation. When you're talking about faith, and see, the faith too is that you ain't got to see it. Now, when they say they live by faith and not by sight, that means you don't have to see. You didn't have to be there walking through the west coast of Africa and looking at the Judites walking around. See, you don't have to be there, but you can see the evidence. The face just represents the evidence of the stuff that you can't see, man. That's what the meaning of the word. It don't mean no blindly. It's just something in your head that you thought of. It's just a thought that's in your head. See, that's what most people think faith is. The thought is in my head, and I'm gonna believe that thought. That thought is in my head, and I'm gonna believe that thought. I don't got no evidence to prove that thought is a correct thought and is a trustworthy thought, or thought of any importance and of any meaning. I'ma just this thought is just in my head, and I'm gonna go with it. See, that's what all of these Christianity churches, that's what they believe faith is. Because they don't got no evidence for nothing that they talking about. They don't got no evidence that Yahushua, who they really call Jesus Christ, was a so-called white man. And the Israelites was a so-called white men. They don't got no evidence for that crap. But that's their faith. They'll tell you that Christianity is their faith. See, they believe in Christianity. And Christianity is pushing, and always pushed, that the so-called white man is Yahushua, and God, it looked like them. See, and the Israelites look like them. Shoot, they'll tell you that the Egyptians look like them. And so you got to have evidence for what you're talking about. And see, that's the difference between the true servants of the Lord, the true messengers of the Lord. That's what angel go back to. See, angel go back to a messenger. He's the messenger of the Lord. He's not somebody that's just sitting there and he giving his opinion, and he just giving you some amazing thought in his head that he thought that he had deep feelings about this thought that's in his head, and he want to give it to you so you can sit there and believe in it. Some fantasy, some wishful thinking. See, he got certified evidence, and he has a faith. Same thing with slavery. When you go into Revelation 13 and 10, it tells you this is the patience and the faith of the saints. The faith of the saints is that we know we've been into slavery and captivity, that the Lord is gonna put in captivity, who put us in captivity. It say, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. See, that's the faith of the saints, that this is gonna happen, because we can see clearly that we are in captivity. But we got faith that the Lord is going to reverse the captivity, because he done promised that he going to reverse it multiple times. When you go into Isaiah 14, he promised he going to reverse it. When you go into Joel chapter 3, he promised 2 and 3, he promised that he going to reverse it. See, when you go into Jeremiah 30 and 16, he promised that he's going to reverse it. When you go into Jeremiah 16 and 14, he tells us that he going to come and reverse it. That's what he always say, he going to bring back the captivity. The way he going to bring back the captivity is he going to reverse the captivity. He's going to have those people that put us in captivity, he's going to let us put them in captivity. We got evidence through the scriptures. That's why when you get to Romans 15 and 4, it say the things written aforetime is so we can have hope. See, that's what faith is. Faith is off what's written. The evidence of those things that's written, that's the evidence. So it's gonna be, we can be able to have hope, because that evidence, that substance is how we got hope. But see, these people don't know what faith is, man. And that's why they are in confusion with these Babylonians. See, because Babylon means confusion. They're in deep confusion. And they being deceived. Now, when you go into Job, it tells you that the deceiver and the deceived is both the Lord's. So he is allowing them to be deceived, and causing them to be deceived because they don't want to believe the truth. That's 2 Thessalonians 2:11, chapter 2, verse 11. He allowing them to be deceived because that's what they want to do, because they don't want to believe the truth. And the truth is out there. You got Kanye West talking about it. You got all kind of entertainers talking about it. They know they heard it, but they want to believe the lie and just think that people are, playing games or something. And so, at the end of the day, it's evidence that the children of Israel came from the west coast of Africa, and that slave trade was all about the children of Israel. And that's what the Bible was about too. The major slave trades and the major captivities of the children of Israel. We had no other situation, no other purpose. That was the purpose. And so it identifies who the so-called white man. They were the Edomites. That's Joel 3:6 and Amos Amos chapter 1 verse 6 and 9. So it's all written and it's evidence to the situation. And so pretty much I'm gonna leave it there. All praises to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, by Hashem Kakadash. Double honors to the elders pushing the truth. Peace to these elect worldwide. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.